Welcome to MarketTamer.com. It is Wednesday, August 19th, and you're looking at a chart of the S&P 500 intraday. And the reason we're noting intraday what's happening is that we're seeing a significant potential breach above this 5-day moving average. Now, why is that important? Well, a few days ago, we saw a correction occur. We saw sell signals given in the markets. Obviously, the trend was pointing down. The price action dropped below the trend lines. We had bearish signals given. And now we're seeing that even though the 20-day was reached in that initial down period, that we had a bounce right away. That was just above the 20-day, didn't even reach the 5-day, but today's action is starting to breach the 5-day. If that is broken at the end of the day, we're going to have to look to the potential resumption of an uptrend. If it fails by the end of the day, we still remain in a sell signal condition. So just take a look at the action over the past 5 to 10 trading days, and what you'll see is very, very choppy action. Once we started to approach our peak level, which was on my target was right around 1012. We've had intra targets of 1014, 1007, but bottom line is they're all bunched up around the 1010-ish area, give or take a few points. And once we hit the peak, which was right around 1013 intraday, we really haven't seen much conviction to go above that level. In fact, we hit it, we came down the next day, we saw an initial sell signal given. That was canceled immediately the next day. We had a pop back up to resistance. That failed again the next day. Then we had the big down day, and we've popped right back up in the last couple of days. But again, no conviction really to the upside. And so we're looking closely at this action to see if we can once again retest that resistance area. Now, more importantly than this action here is something I'd like to discuss regarding the big picture. And what do I mean by that? Well, we've done some close analysis over the past week or so looking at overlaps following the 1930s recession/depression to the current market action. And what we found are strong correlations. Now, you might recall that I posted a video to Paul Tudor Jones video and documentary back in the 80s. One of the things he was noting at the time was also very close correlation between what happened in the 80s and what happened back in the 30s. And in fact, it was part of the analysis that he used to predict that there would be a crash back in 1987. Now, back before this crash, we were obviously looking at cycles as well, and we noted that there would be the likelihood of a very big peak in volatility through 2008, and we were very, very cautious about that, noted that down, and obviously that's what occurred. We had very big correction as well as very big spikes in volatility. Now, we're paying very close attention right now because what we're seeing is if we overlap the charts from the 30s with those of today, we're seeing very close correlations. And in fact, what this tells us is that within the next couple of months, we'll be reaching a danger zone, extreme caution warranted. We may well go up and test the higher resistance levels once again, and that wouldn't be unexpected. In fact, that would correlate closely with the action in the past. It is absolutely and truly remarkable how close the correlation is. So those of you that don't necessarily believe in patterns repeating again or again, I'm not here to convince you that it happens. I'm just telling you that it's exactly what we're seeing. It has happened before, and I'm not exactly sure what the mechanism is to justify why there is such a close correlation, but irrespective of what the underlying cause is, the result is absolutely undeniable. And that being the case, we wanted to caution you, particularly as we reach the end of September period, that if we haven't already gone down with greater conviction, that there's a very high likelihood that that could occur based on pattern matching. So right now what we're seeing is some small sell signals. We're expecting that there could be another pop higher over the next 6 weeks, even if a short-term low is made. And yet we're going to not predict that, but we'll trade with the market. So right now, keep a close eye on price action relative to this 5-day, and we'll know by the end of the day which direction the trend is going. With that, we wish you a wonderful day and look forward to seeing you at MarketTamer.com.